Hey folks, John Oakes here with Hankster's Hot Rods. Today, here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania showroom, we have yet another addition to our inventory, and that is going to be this vehicle sitting behind me right now. Just to give you kind of a brief overview on the car, we've got ourselves a really nice 1966 Ford Mustang Coupe here that we're going to go over with you. It does have a period correct 289 small block Ford V8 engine in it. It's got the C4 automatic transmission, and then it's got the Ford 8-inch rear with the 276 gear open differential. It does have power steering. It's also power brakes, and the brake system has been upgraded. A really nice addition to this car here. It's been upgraded to the Wilwood disc brake set on both the front and rear. So up front, you've got the 6-piston calipers here from Wilwood, along with the drilled and slotted rotors. And then of course out here on the back of the car, we've got Wilwood 4-piston calipers back here. And again, same drilled and slotted rotors back here as well. So your braking system is going to be very, very good on this car. As far as the wheel and tire combination, obviously not the stock or OE style wheels and tires here. Instead, upgraded wheel and tire combo. We've got 17-inch American Racing Torque Thrust 2 polished aluminum wheels, and then we also have the Bridgestone. These are drive guard tires, that's the name on them. The size on the front is 205/50 RF17s, and then on the back a slightly bigger tire size. However, it is all the same tread pattern, but we have 235/45 RF17s on the rear of the car. Now, our 66 Mustang, as you see it here, done in the correct color, the candy apple red color. Obviously, you'll notice that it does have that black GT stripe here at the bottom, just to kind of, break up the red, and give it a little bit of flair there. And then it does have a lot of bright work on it that we can kind of go over. So not only do we have our usual chrome front and rear bumpers, we've also got the 289 fender badge, as well as the Mustang badging here on the back side of the front fender. When we come back to the door, so several things here that we'll go over. First of all, the bright work. Starting with the mirror, we've got the round mirror just on the driver's side. The chrome finish and the glass both in the mirror are in really good condition on this car. Same thing here with all of our bright work, the trim or the moldings around the window. So of course you've got your drip rail molding, and then all the trim work around the windows here, all of which is in really nice shape on this car. There's no pitting on this at all. So again, that's all in great shape. Even your vent windows that you sometimes see that happen on, these are in really nice condition here. The glass, same thing. We've got no chips or cracks in any of the glass here. And as you can see, the side glass as well as the rear glass in the car all is slightly tinted. We've got our chrome door handles with no pitting there. And again, since we can kind of see it in this shot, we've got the bright work, that trim work here, kind of in that scooped out area here on the rear quarter panel. Again, that all looks good. Our door fitment, the panel fitment on the car, very, very nice. We've got nice tight gaps to the front as well as to the back side of the door. All of our body lines are in alignment with one another here, and your elevations with the rear quarters and the door to the front fenders are all in alignment. So nice and straight down the entire side of the car. Let's go ahead and open up our door, take a look at the interior here for the first time. So you'll notice it's got the all black interior, black seat upholstery there. It is free from any rips, tears, or any kind of real wear and tear on the seats. They look really good as far as the seat upholstery. The carpeting's in good shape too, no rips or tears there. Factory dash, factory instrumentation as well, factory steering wheel as well also, all of which are all in really good condition. It does have an aftermarket radio or stereo in it. It is a Jensen AM/FM CD player, so you'll see that. It's got the factory heater controls, and of course it's got the floor-mounted shifter there for the C4 automatic transmission. Seat belts are all there, so your front belts and rear belts all present. Door panels on the car, pretty good condition here. Again, they look really good. Your armrest pad, no splits or cracks anywhere in that. That all looks good. And of course, we always check out all of our seals, the ones up around our door frame, down our quarter window here, and also our weather stripping down the door, all of which all securely anchored, no rips or tears anywhere. You even have the rubber bump stops here, so that's going to seal everything up really nice from the outside elements. And again, you see that it does have the data plate there on the door as it should. We'll close that up. Again, that shuts really nice and easy there. Again, just a testament to how well everything is adjusted here on the car. As we come back, the quarter panel, everything looks nice and straight here. As far as the rear window goes, like I mentioned, slightly tinted, no chips or cracks here. All of your bright work, that trim, the molding around there, all securely fastened, all nice and straight, so that all looks good. Trunk lid itself fits very, very nice as well. So again, you can see your gaps on all sides and across the back here, all very uniform, and your elevations with your quarter panels all look very good as well. Now to the rear of the car, several things here we go over. So first thing, taillights, our lenses and the bezels, all of which are in good shape. So the bezels are showing no pitting, nice and bright back here. Your taillight lenses, there's no chips or cracks in the taillights. And again, you have a nice chrome rear bumper back here that looks very good. There's no pitting, no scratches, no dents or dings, all nice and straight back here. You also have that Ford Mustang gas cap as well. Down below, we've got a rear lower valance there. That's in good shape with the backup lights already installed there for you, the small bumperettes, and then of course if we look all the way down below, you'll see the ending to our dual exhaust there, those tailpipes there right underneath the rear lower valance. Now I'll go ahead and open up our trunk so we can take a look at the inside. So the key does in fact work the lock. The underside of the trunk done here in that same candy apple red is what the exterior of the car is. All of our weather stripping around the trunk lid, all in really good condition, nice and soft all the way around, no rips or tears anywhere there. All of our water channels here, all good and solid, nice and straight. Again, that's going to direct that water from, you know, washing or outside elements right out the back of the car. Never going to have to worry about it getting inside here. We obviously see we've got a nice trunk mat in here with the full set of floor mats and a full-size spare tire in here in case of an emergency situation there. Now I'm not going to really pull up the car or the trunk mat itself. It does have some of the like the sound deadener material in there also, but again, with our Mustangs, we know that that fuel tank mounts in from the top side here and makes up a large section of the trunk floor. So trunk floor kind of irrelevant here. It's going to be in good shape as long as that fuel tank's in good shape, and it is. You also have the spare tire instructions and so forth, the little decal for that up here. So we'll close this up. Again, that shuts very nice and easy as well. We'll come around to the passenger side. Again, I look up the side of the car, super straight from back all the way up to the front of the car. We've already gone over the wheels and tires, so as we walk around, you can kind of just take notice of the condition of everything. Again, the finish on the wheels is really, really nice. So as we come up to the door then on our passenger side, so again, this will be our next stop here. We'll look at our gaps to the back side as well as the front. Again, pretty nice gaps there on this car. As we see, all of our body lines all line up. You've got that matching GT stripe down the side of the car. Glass on the passenger side, same as the other side. No chips or cracks, looks to be in really good shape. Same thing with all of our trim. Again, I don't see any pitting on any of this trim here, even down this vent window here. That all looks good. Your rain gutter itself on both sides is nice and smooth, and the door handles, no pitting there. The chrome finish on those is in great shape. So we'll take a look from the passenger side now. And again, this is just to give you an overall idea of what the interior does look like. Again, we've already mentioned there's no rips or tears in the seat upholstery. You have all of your seat belts present here, all of your seals and weather stripping all in good shape here. So that's going to seal up good, and your carpeting is in good condition, showing no rips or tears there. Same thing with our door here. So our door panel itself all looks good. Armrest pad looks good. Even all of your your window cranks and so forth, those all look to be in really nice shape there as far as what the finish is on those. And again, you've got your rubber bump stops here with your weather stripping, all in good shape there. So we'll close this. Again, that shuts nice and easy. We've got our fender mounted antenna there for the radio to help pick up some reception there. You got the matching Mustang badging there, as well as the matching 289 badges there on the front fender, even on the passenger side. So as we come around to the front of the car, so first and foremost, we see our nice brightly chromed front bumper. Again, it's in great shape. No pitting, no scratching, no cracks anywhere, and no dents in that bumper. Our grille work here is in great condition too, all intact. There's nothing broke, and obviously we see the Mustang badging there, or logo, up in the front of the grille. Down below in our valance here, that all looks good too. Paint looks good on the lower valance, and then our parking lights down there, parking lamps, the lenses and so forth, all look good on those. As far as the headlights go, your headlight bezels themselves all painted the body color there, that candy apple red. The actual headlights themselves are your sealed beam unit glass lens, no chips or cracks in any of those lenses. The hood, this is going to be your factory or OE style hood here. It fits really nice. It's a steel hood, gaps all the way around, all pretty uniform there as far as the hood goes. The cowl section here is in good shape. Now, as I look down through the actual vents here, again, this is one of those issues where you sometimes will have some issues maybe with the actual, the buckets inside there. These are good and solid. Now, the paint inside's a little bit flaked off in there, but the actual cowl areas in there, those are good and solid. Sometimes they get plugged up and they'll kind of rust up and rot out, but they are all intact. The metal is in good shape. It's just some of the coating in there has kind of flaked off a little bit. The windshield wipers themselves, the arms and the blades are all in good shape. Windshield, no chips or cracks there. And again, all of your trim work around the windshield, all securely fastened, all nice and straight, so that all looks good. Now with our hood, you can see it does have the hood pins here, just kind of as a secondary safety precaution as far as keeping the hood all fastened down, but it does also have the factory latch to it also. So let's go ahead and pull our hood pins. We'll put those down nice and easy here. And then we will pop the hood open. And there we go. So as you can see, all that works. The hood release, the latch, everything all works as it should. The underside of the hood done here, all in the black there, as well as the actual engine compartment itself, which is the way that it should be. And then we can kind of start going over our motor here. So with the engine, as I mentioned earlier, it's a period correct 289 small block Ford engine. You can see it's got the chrome air cleaner lid and base to it with a Spectre reusable, cleanable air filter here. So that's a nice touch. You don't have to buy air filters all the time, just clean them out. They filter the air very, very well. As far as the carburetor goes, that's an Edelbrock 600 CFM carburetor sitting on top of a Weiand aluminum intake. Of course, we've got the chrome valve covers here, PCV valve, breather on the other side. That way we're sure that it's venting properly there as far as the valve covers go. And let's see here, we've got the headers as well, full, long tube headers. I believe the exhaust on this car is a full, I think 2¼ inch exhaust, I want to say, but we'll go over that also whenever we get underneath the car. Now, as far as the ignition system, pretty much all factory stock stuff here. So we've got the like the OE style or point style distributor. We've got a stock style coil here. However, it has been upgraded with some new plug wires here, and these are Summit racing equipment plug wires. They're 8mm silicone wires there, so that's going to help deliver the spark a little bit better there to be more efficient and so forth. Other things underneath here, we've got the chrome alternator, chrome fan shroud there with a like one of those Flex Light style fan blades there, OE style radiator to keep everything nice and cool. And again, as I mentioned there, you've got the power steering, you've got the power brakes back there, which have been upgraded to the Wilwood stuff. You even have the factory style windshield washer fluid bottle there anchored to the inside of your front apron there. Obviously we've got the chrome strut tower brace there as well, just to kind of help dress some things up underneath the hood here. Now behind our motor, as I mentioned before, it's got that C4 automatic transmission, and then to complete the whole drive line of the car is that Ford 8-inch 276 open differential. So like I said, as we've been around the car, you've gotten to see, it looks really good. It does have a couple little spots in the paint that have been brush touched, so there's no bare spots anywhere. The body is super straight on this car, and panel fitment and alignment is all really good here. So again, a good overall car here. Now, as I always go over with you at this point of the video, if you're not watching this video on our company website, I always recommend that you do, because again, you can go there, Hanksters.com, and you can view upwards of 100 photos of this vehicle all the way around, inside, outside, underneath, including the video you're watching. You'll also see on our company website our retail pricing. That in fact does include enclosed shipping to anywhere within the 48 contiguous states, and it includes our Hanksters 3-month, 3,000-mile powertrain warranty. If you're interested in seeing exactly how that works, just reach out to us one way or another. We'll be glad to go over that with you. Very simple process to go through. Also, parts and accessories. If there's anything at all, as I've walked around this car, that you would possibly like to have added and you want to see what it would cost to do so, again, reach out to us there. We'll be glad to get you pricing on parts and labor to have whatever it may be that you're looking to have added all installed on the car. With that said, that's pretty much it here for our walk around portion. What we'll do next is we'll take a moment to close this all up, get it around to our lift, and then I'll meet right back up with you. We'll go underneath the car so that we can show you the complete underside, go over the condition and all the accessories that we see over there. Hey folks, welcome back. We've got our 66 Ford Mustang Coupe here up on the lift so that we can continue on with our video here. Now I'm going to show you obviously the complete underside of the car. I'm going to call out to you, just like I normally do, the condition of everything that I'm seeing underneath here, as well as call out to you the various components and such that we do have underneath the car. So starting at the front, of course, of the Mustang, it's got the strut rod style front suspension. So that's what you see right here. These are your strut rods, your bushings and everything all look good on both sides here. Obviously the strut rods themselves are nice and straight. Where they come back in, all your mounting hardware and everything is all in good condition here. As far as the rest of the suspension, nothing too out of the ordinary here. We've got all stock upper and lower control arms, so those are going to be your stamped steel components. Nothing wrong with any of that stuff. That all looks good. All your mounting hardware, ball joints and so forth, those all look to be in really good condition too. Spindles and such, same thing, stock stuff here, so nothing out of the ordinary. As far as like the running gear, steering and brakes and so forth, it is a power steering car. So while we're underneath here, I check all the lines, make sure that there's no leaks or drips anywhere, and it looks all very dry here. Of course, your assist cylinder here and everything, all dry everywhere, so that all looks good. We also look at your drag length, all of your tie rods, the tie rod ends, everything all looks good. Tie rod ends all have the rubber dust boot covers on them to keep that grease in, dirt and debris out. Same thing with all of those ball joints underneath here as well. As far as braking goes on the car, it has had an upgrade as far as that goes. Now it is power brakes, but what we're talking about here is we've got full Wilwood disc brakes on this car. So you've got the 6-piston Wilwood calipers here on the front, complete with the drilled and slotted rotors. And when we get to the back, I'll point out also we've got the 4-piston Wilwood calipers, also with the drilled slotted rotors. And then as far as wheels and tires, we've got those nice 17-inch American Racing Torque Thrust 2 wheels here, polished aluminum here, real nice look. Of course, we're seeing them from the backside here, 17-inch. And then as far as those tires go, of course, that was the Bridgestone drive guard tires, and the size on the front are 205/50 RF17s. When we get to the back, of course, I'll go over those sizes with you as well. If we work our way to the center, again, I'll start towards the front. We'll go cooling system, motor, transmission here. So as far as the radiator goes, the underside or bottom side of that radiator, it is nice and dry, free from any leaks or drips. Also, we look at like things like the drain petcock, your transmission cooler lines, and of course your lower radiator hose. All of that's all dry. All your connections are dry. Hose clamps are all dry also. Now as far as the motor goes, we do have that period correct 289 cubic inch small block Ford. The oil pan all the way around, nice and dry. Drain plug dry, and dry at the back of the oil pan there as well. And the transmission is that C4 automatic transmission. The transmission pan dry, and then also what I look at is that output shaft seal on the tail of the transmission. That would be where your slip yoke slides into it. That is dry also. Transmission cross member and mount all in good condition on this car. And as we can see, our exhaust system here, we've got the 1.5-inch long tube headers into a full 2.25-inch exhaust all the way back. A nice set of turbo style mufflers. I'm not sure of the name brand. I really didn't see anything on them, but again, they are in great condition. And again, we do have complete tailpipes back there as well. One thing I did fail to mention with the front suspension, but I am looking at it right now, and that is going to be that sway bar. It's a 3/4-inch front sway bar. Going to tie in that front end together, both sides there, make it nice and tight as far as cornering goes. All of your bushings, both at the frame mounts as well as at your sway bar end links, those are all in good shape as well. Now as we work our way back here a little bit, the frame sections here, good and square, nice and straight on both sides. And as far as the floors go, I've already looked this car over, and while we're underneath here, I continue to look it over. Really don't see any patching whatsoever underneath here. You might have a small like little spot here and there, but again, no patches. You can tell it's all correct floor material here, floor metal. All of the stamping lines, you can see all of those. All of the drain plugs are all installed where they go throughout the floor. The actual pinch welds, nice and straight down both sides of the car, and the rocker panels are good and solid down both sides as well. All of your brake lines, your fuel lines and so forth, those are all run nice and neat also underneath the car here. And again, no leaks or drips with any of that stuff. As far as the drive shaft goes, we've got a steel drive shaft. It is balanced, so that's going to eliminate any kind of driveline vibrations that you might have. And then we work our way back to the rear end here, and we can talk about that as well as the differential and the rear suspension. So we do in fact have the 8-inch Ford rear end here, 276 gear. It is the open differential here. And as far as the rest of the rear suspension, we've got the multi-leaf rear suspension. We've got the SensaTrac rear coilovers on the car. And then again, like I said, as far as braking goes, now we can see our Wilwood 4-piston calipers back here with the drilled and slotted rotors. This also has the emergency brake kit for it, and it is all hooked up and all functional back here as well. As far as the rear end goes, the differential, we've got our pinion seal, and of course that third member gasket here that we always want to check out, make sure there's no leaks or drips there, and in fact it's nice and dry. So again, differential all dry back here. Wheels, like I said before, 17-inch, the American Racing Torquefest 2 wheels, and the tires back here, same name brand, same, I guess, model if you call it that, the Bridgestone drive guards, but the size on these back here are going to be 235/45 RF17s. So slightly different size back here, but again, matching tire, matching tread on the car, and they look really, really good. As far as the trunk area of the car from the underside, well, again, with our Mustang, we know that that actual fuel tank mounts in from the top side and makes up a large portion of the trunk floor. But the actual fuel tank itself is in good shape here. As you can see, there's no leaks or drips. Your sending unit, good and dry. All of your lines coming to that sending unit are nice and dry also. And as I mentioned there earlier, as far as the exhaust system, it is complete with the tailpipes there, 2¼ inch from front to back, and it ends right underneath your rear lower valance here. Now with that whole brake system upgrade, they did go ahead and upgrade all the brake hoses going out to the calipers as well. So you've got all good stainless steel brake lines going out to your calipers. So again, shouldn't have any issues there whatsoever with blowouts or anything. That's going to help protect you against that stuff there. So that's pretty much it for the underside of our 66 Mustang. I always like to remind you at this point in the video that we are also an ATC trailer dealer. Again, if you are in the need or looking for a trailer, we've got various models of enclosed race/car trailers here, ready to be sold in stock. I always recommend you can go one of two ways. You can either go right through our car website by going to the inventory tab and clicking on trailer inventory, or you can go directly to our trailer website by going to hangstershaulers.com, and that way you'll get to see the pricing, what we have here in our inventory, the descriptions, and all kinds of photos of each and every trailer that we have. That is pretty much it now for our Mustang. Let's go ahead, get this down off our lift, and next we'll go underneath the hood to fire this up and let you hear exactly what this Mustang sounds like.